Just what did you like about Williams' start?
It was awesome. He's a great pitcher, going to be a great pitcher. Getting better every time he goes out there, and can't wait to get him on the mound again.
You said you guys have bounced back offensively from a fundamental standpoint Monday. Did you like what you saw?
Yeah, I love tonight. This is great. I think our best two games have been our last two games, and that's certainly the way that you want to trend. I hate that we lost the game the other day. Sometimes, though, that catches your attention more than, learning lessons and winning. And, I like I said the other night, these guys handled that well. And, I think it's got a chance to be a net positive, and that's really hard for me to say because I never want to lose a game. But like the way they've handled it, and we're a far superior team today than we were, 56 hours ago, when we lost that game.
Do you think that showed with the two-out hitting?
Oh, yeah, that we were locked in tonight. Felt like we were locked in the second game on Saturday. And it's not like they weren't locked in or weren't trying. If anything, they were maybe trying a little too hard. And we were really good players, and they just need to play baseball. And I think we've seen that here the last two ball games.
How do you think Will responded to giving up a couple hits early in the first?
Yeah, I thought it was fine. Like, honestly, we made the error, which is tough. I think that's our first fielding error of the season, if I'm not mistaken, from like a infielder or outfielder. This is a double play ball. We're probably out of that inning if we handle it, which we will. But I thought keeping that at a 1, that was the first pass the test. I was actually kind of like, ooh, I kind of like this. Like, I want to see how he responds. And then he got the sac fly and then got the next guy out to get us out of the inning. So I thought that was great. And then I thought he got going pretty good after that.
How important was him to just kind of mix in more of his off-speed stuff as the night sort of went along, because they kind of jumped on his.
It's an awesome pitch mix, and it's going to be really hard to deal with because it's 4 really good pitches coming at you.
And then the other part of that, just him getting into the 5th inning there, just what it does for y'all's bullpen.
The game went exactly like I wanted it to go tonight. We needed to get Maverick in there. He's going to pitch. He might lead our team in appearances, and I wanted to get another one before he's going to get out there a couple times, over the 4 games. So that worked out great. I want to get Jaden out there. We want to push him into the top 10 grouping. We think he can do it. DJ, both those guys touched the mound on Saturday night to kind of prepare him for today and prepare him for this week. So, and then you save everybody else. I mean, I hate the 10-run rule thing because I would have liked to got a couple more guys in the ball game. We had a good plan for the 8th and the 9th, but I mean, these guys have a league game. They start conference play this weekend, so certainly understand why they chose to play the 10-run rule.
And with Maverick, was pitching him tonight also to get him in a situation where he has to pitch twice in 4 days?
No, not so much. The guys on base, like I was kind of hunting that opportunity because he's got some of the best stuff on our team. I mean, he's going to be a premier reliever on this team and, premier pitcher in the program. So you're trying to segment them, or I'm trying to segment them properly and bring them on, and studying, some of the better programs in the SEC before I came here. There's a couple that have done a really good job of like bringing freshmen along and then turning them loose at the right time. And so I've paid attention to that before I came here, and, like to think we did a good job with Cade last year. And these 4 guys, they're ready to help us now, and so like doing that correctly is really important. And so we did it with William tonight, we did it. We're continuing to do it with Maverick and Cooper and obviously Kaysen.
I guess before y'all leave, what does this opportunity, this week do for your team getting on the road for the first
Well, we want
time?
to play, man. It's been a jacked up schedule with this game getting rained out and then having to move a doubleheader and then not, having baseball on Sunday. That stunk, honestly. It's worst Sunday in a while. And then the power went out in the university today, and then they was talking about canceling the game. And it's like, I can't wait to get on the plane and get out, just go to Texas and play ball for 4 days. The weather's going to be great.
On that note, you guys went to Biloxi and Lafayette in the fall.
Yeah.
How do you feel like this team is prepared to go on the road?
I think it's going to be great in terms of like continuing to what we call tighten the circle. We're going to play great opponents, multiple time super regional team, perennial power They're off to a great start again with DBU. That's kind of the focus. Get to play in a big league ballpark. So that's going to be great. And then, I mean, Kansas State just, it looked like they tore our league's lunch, last week in Arlington. And so that'll be a great game. They seem like they're playing with a lot of confidence. Nebraska, I mean, I watched their game against Vanderbilt a couple weeks ago. I watched their Friday night game against ULL, who's obviously a good team. So that's a great opponent. And Sam was, in this regional here 2 years ago, and they always do, Sam Houston, and they do a great job. So really excited. Great opportunity for guys to go play and compete. Love this tournament. It's a cool ballpark. It's well run. And, obviously, being in Texas and, you look at our roster, I think we have 8 or 10 players from Texas. So, we want to recruit well there. So there's a lot of benefits to what's coming.
Is there a chance we're going to see Gavin soon in the game?
Yeah, he's sooner rather than later. He probably is not available this weekend. It's a non-throwing issue. I think we're on track. Like, we've identified what we need to do to get him back out there, and I see him available next week sometime.
So it's an injury of some sort?
Yeah, non-throwing, non-arm related deal that just kind of crept up. He was prepared to pitch on last Wednesday, and then actually woke up on Thursday not feeling great. So we think we really pinpointed what it was and anticipate him being ready next week sometime.
Upper body, lower body?
Upper body,
Upper
yeah,
body.
yeah. So
Coach,
tricky, actually, right in the middle of the body.
Middle body,
Yeah,
okay.
Sorry. Yeah.
Coach, who gets the ball on Wednesday? Have you made that decision
I'm
yet?
not going to put that out there yet. We really made it about tonight's game. Like, I haven't even packed for this trip, and I'm going to be up watching DBU all night tonight, and I need to lock in on them before I make that decision. But I like how we came out of this game. Like, this is a little bit of a challenging deal with the doubleheader rescheduling this game going into that. I scheduled it on Wednesday instead of Tuesday to put ourselves in a good spot, and I think we came out of it in a pretty good spot. And those are good opportunities. It's obviously to find out about our team, compete, play in a big league ballpark, but I want to play postseason baseball here, and this is one of those types of games that you go play well and succeed in this type of game. That goes a long way for those types of things.
What does the next step look like for Maverick and his development?
Just keep getting him experience. That was great. He did exactly what you want him to do, is induce a ground ball there. I mean, he knocked the bat out of the guy's hand, so it wasn't hit hard enough to be able to turn a double play, but got us out of the inning. And then, we were going to bring him back out to kind of get used to, okay, you got to sit down, then you got to go back out, and then we hit the 10-run deal, which is great because he only threw 8 pitches, so allows him to be available for that mix on Wednesday.
Talked about Steven after the last game. He's kept it going.
Oh, yeah.
This one, the
Yeah.
home run. I guess, what's the difference between him when he struggles and when he's on attack?
I hasn't struggled a whole lot here, to be honest with you. I think the swing got real tight, real fast, and he's a baseball dude, man. It's his life. This is why we mesh very, very well. And not a whole lot of else stuff going on for him, and almost to the point sometimes where you like him to hey man, you don't have to be in the cages for 4 hours before practice, but you're not gonna stay down very long because that's his attitude, and it's what I love about him.
And I don't know if anyone asked, but does Milam getting his first home run today kind of shake off the nerves a little bit and allow him to play a little bit more freely?
Yeah, I thought he did today, and I thought he did in the back end of the game. He's disappointed. He wanted to come through on Saturday. Like everybody wanted to come through. But I really like how he responded. And like I said, I've learned this being in the SEC. It's really hard to win when your best players don't play great. And our 2 best players were awesome tonight, and the game was awesome. And, and that's tough to even say that because it's I'd throw Chris Stanfield into that mix. Has more SEC experience, and we obviously saw his explosiveness driving the ball twice and flying around the bases. It's at some point I think he's going to get thrown out. And then I remember it's him. It's oh, it's not even a play. So Steve playing great, Jared playing great, Chris playing great. I thought we got guys in good spots where we're going to need them to be successful tonight, and it really showed the explosiveness of our team. And I think there's a lot of good to come with this group, and so yeah.
Tanner led off,
Mhm.
started at 30, and but how has he sort of pushed Michael at that spot?
Well, he just keeps taking great at bats. Like, I mean, I think he had 2 or 3 home runs in the preseason scrimmages, and he's walked 800 times, you know, between the fall and the spring. He's a really good player. Like, he was supposed to come last year, and we really wish he would have. It would have made us a better team last year. But he's a really good player, and you know, he took 2 at bats, and then you get a guy like John Pearson. Like, he's going to wreck some lefties, you know. So it was great to get him up there, and he had a rocket to left field, and then you bring Michael in, and he makes a nice play and hits a single, and that's one spot in the order, and 3 guys, you know, positively contribute. And you know, I think we had a split between Larson and Fry. Like, you combine their talents and put them in the right spot, it's an All-American player. And so I like how that went tonight, and more importantly, I like how all the guys competed in the game. But yeah, he's a good player. Tanner's a good player.
And Tanner's patience is what makes him kind of a good
Yeah,
leadoff guy.
absolutely. Yeah, and just I like the other night. Like, it kind of was as simple as, like, I like the way the lineup flowed the other night. Like, I thought we could score in every inning, and it just kind of was born out of that. It's not like we'll stay to that or stick to that, but like, we scored 12 runs the other night. We scored 13 tonight, and it gave me a better sense. Like, I mean, you're looking at this dude and this dude that hitting in the 8 and the 9 hole, like, happy second inning, you know, like, or third inning, and turn that thing over. Like, there's no break when you're doing it that way. And it's not to say that that's how we'll do it, but I just feel like I like how it flowed.
Are you noticing Kate Arambidi getting more comfortable?
He's doing good. Yeah, he's doing good. It was another good test for him tonight and bringing him along appropriately. I think he can be a great player. I think Coach Jordan's done a good job with those guys defensively. Offensively, like that at bat, you know, set up Steve's 2-run single, which was probably the biggest hit of the game, to be honest with you. He gives us some space. I mean, we had 2 outs, nobody on, and scored 4 runs. I love those types of things, you know. In those inter-squad games where we're doing the crazy points, like, we give the team 5 points for when they score with 2 outs and nobody on base. So that was an awesome inning, and it was set up by Cade not trying to do too much. He took some close pitches, walked down to first base, RBI, and then Steve does what he does, hits a little rocket, and we're off and rolling.
2 more for Coach?
With that 4-hole, there's been guys kind of going in and out in terms of who's going to be the guy who sort of protects Jared in the order. What are you sort of looking for in a player for that spot?
I think it's more than just about that spot. Like, it's like who's hitting in front of him, so he comes up with guys on base. You know, like, and we did that great tonight. We did that great the other night. So between the last 2 games, it's good. Like, I mean, Josh Pearson has had more clutch at bats than any player in college baseball coming into 2025 when you put the 3 years together. So I like him there. Like, he's not going to be overwhelmed by it. You know, I really like some of Larson's swings, you know. Fry, I mean, if he gets going. And so it's just like we're going to play all these guys. And, you know, I think, what are we, 8 games into this thing now? 9, whatever it is. You know, I think that the season, the newness of the season, the anxiety of competing is off. And now it's just like focus on my job and focus on my task. And, you know, we have some good depth. And, like, you can make I think I used this analogy the other day. You can make a video game player out of a couple guys. And I think that's awesome that we can do that.
With William, what's the goal to get to 60?
60 pitches on the button. That was beautiful.
Yep.
I was going to let him go, and I let Bill Frankus know that before the game. So all you stat people on your job, he gets the win because it was declared before the game that it was 60 pitches. And I think he went. No, I don't think. I know he went 32 last Sunday, and he's conditioned himself well. We were going to bring him in the game had we tied it at 5. And so he had kind of thrown a bullpen, basically, so we took him off the board for the second game. He wasn't going to be available, and it's like, this dude's going to be a dude, as we all saw. So we got to get him out there. So first home game, pass the test, get him ready to roll into this week or beginning of next week.
Is he available this weekend if need be?
Yeah, we'll see how the recovery goes. But, I mean, you'd be looking at the back of the weekend.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, guys. See you in Texas.